was challenging personally and whatnot, but maybe walk us through leading up to maybe that last year in Ottawa, and then you as a player, but then you as a person, and then eventually you kind of taking care of business in your personal life.
Yeah, I think I went into that season really optimistic about the season, and it was DJ's first year, the new coach there, and actually it was a whole new training staff, top to bottom from the coaching standpoint. So I was excited about it. Had an okay camp, not a great camp, but just scored in the first game, couple games, did okay, and then just started to feel the wheels coming off, personally, and then that kind of leads to professionally, I guess, when all that happens. So something I felt like I was struggling with for a while, something I was trying to correct for a while, but just doing it on my own, right, to stop the boozing. But I would do it and do it great for 12 days, and then just have that one bad one that sets you back a month, really. Right. So because things weren't going, and there's the youth movement in Ottawa, right, which you're getting passed over, you feel like, and then on top of that, even you're supposed to be like a leader for them and helping them, and when you feel like you're not doing that, I think it generally you try to correct it, and instead of correcting it, I compounded it, right? And you just can't do the right things day in and day out. So we were here in Detroit, actually, when it was my last day, and woke up in the morning, went to practice, even put the gear on, right? And just not, and I had checked out. I got scratched the week before that, the first time I've ever been scratched, and came back to the lineup, was already checked out, mentally, and drinking, and not even every day, but just enough to really, really be hurting my career, and that's second to hurting your family life. So woke up, got on the ice, and said, I gotta go. If I don't go now from right here, I'm just gonna say I can do this again, right? And then maybe have a 2 good week window, and then you get a chance to go out on the road and you blow it again. There was going to be nothing positive until I figured it out. So called my wife from the rink, got in the car, got in the plane, and went, so, wow. Outside of that though, spent the next 3 months getting better, 30 days out West, really learning about myself, which was really actually, enlightening overall. So a good experience. And, did get back. I think I got 8 games in at the end of the year, and was feeling really good. The best I had felt about my body, right? Because I had cleaned my life up. I had nothing to do but train, so I felt strong. But COVID kind of hit, and I missed out on the last 11 games of the season that I really wanted to play. But yeah, so that we were the last game of the NHL last year out in LA, and wish I had known now that was going to be my last game of the Sen, because I scored and I felt good in it, but just kind of a bittersweet ending, right? And yeah. We had already sold the house in Ottawa, so we were packing up to move, and just didn't imagine we were never coming back. So it was a weird year, but looking back on it now this year, probably a very important year for the rest of my life.
Everybody that watches hockey remembers when you came back and you get the hat trick.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever been more excited for someone. I was just happy you're feeling better, obviously, because we've been friends a long time, Riley, as well. But you get a hat trick, the team, just watching the team, man, it was just I'm not crying, you're crying.
Yeah.
Hey, that's you crying, not me, man. But just that, what a feeling that must have been, man.
Yeah, it was a culmination of and it was right after 100 days sober. So that, was another milestone for me, making it to the triple digits. And I was feeling good about it. And, for going through, I guess, all of that, this was a gift, I guess, that somebody gave me, because it was just, you can't write that, right?
No.
Danielle was there. So the kids weren't at the game, but my wife was there. And by the time I got home, I was just I got to go to bed. I was raw. I was wrung out. I was tired. I told these guys on another podcast that my shoulder blades were so sore and heavy from the media and then answering questions. By the time I got home, I was I can't believe I got 11 hours, so I got to be on the ice again. I was fucking for a 45-minute flush practice. I almost asked for the day off because I was so tired, but I figured I had just taken 3 months off. They weren't going to give it to me anyway.
It was awesome, man.
Yeah.
And you know, everybody,
thank you.
Everybody that knows you and is friends with you, they know what kind of guy you are, and everyone was just so happy. I mean, it was awesome. Like you said, you can't even write that. That's a movie, man. That's a movie. That's one of those movies. Riles is big on the Hallmark movies. So that's
man, that show never comes off my television. My wife watches the Hallmark Channel all day long. Like, and it's like the Christmas in July.
Yeah,
God,
right.
Damn it.
Well, see, Riley goes to bed at 6 every night, so that channel's got movies on in the day. So that's when he can like. That's his.
I'm up at 4, man. I gotta get my rest, pal.
Oh shit.
I was going to ask you, Bobby, you know, having that experience and going through what you did, and then, you know, going away, and you said, you know, kind of finding yourself, is that something now with that experience? Do you think that like these conversations should be had earlier in guys' careers? Because I think there's a lot of suffering and pain that guys go through that is really unneeded at the end of the day. And there's a, you know, misunderstanding of alcohol and, you know, the party, and then where to draw the line, and how it, you know, affects not just your performance on the ice, but your whole livelihood. But I feel like I've gone through my version of what you've gone through in my own way. But I just feel like it's just like there's such a disconnect. And I just keep seeing so many guys having to go through these, you know, these real hard times. If we could maybe like find that intersection where we can maybe help these guys before it gets that bad, you know?
Yeah, no, there's certainly that. I think the NHL has done a relatively good job in recent years. But you've played, you know, when it is like, it's got to be hard for them coming into the room to do that same meeting every year, where guys that have been around for even 2 years and have seen that video about stuff, they're just like they're just so tuned out, and you're just, okay, where do I sign to make it known that I'm here? Where, you know, you kind of make light of it, and I did that too, for sure. But like, you don't realize there could be somebody in the room that's like really listening, and it just gets skipped over because you want to get out of there after practice. So
right.
I think that there's got to be a better avenue of ways for guys to reach out. That would be one. And then I think there's just got to be a better understanding of that false bravado or the machismo that like it has to get overlooked a little more. Like, guys have to be willing to help themselves. For a long time, I should have made the call for sure, but I was like, no, I can do this on my own. Or what is so-and-so going to think of me? And like, I played in Canada, so I knew the media was just going to be awful. And I probably would have made the call earlier if I had been able to overlook those things. So, you know, that would be the biggest thing for me, is guys have to get over that hurdle. And I don't think there's any way to help you get over that hurdle, right? That's a personal thing. So I would say the NHL has done better though, for sure.
No, that's good. Yeah. Good.